This is lesson 1-4. I'm going to work through some of the problems we'll see in this lesson. Combining like terms, whole number coefficients. We can combine things that have exactly the same variables. So in this case, 2x plus 3x just means that I have 2 x's and 3 x's. And so I have 5 x's if I put them together. So we can combine them just like that. And here I have 4x minus 9x. Same thing, I just got to deal with a negative number. Basically, since they both have x, we're basically doing this problem, and we have to deal with the negative. So add the opposite. 4 plus negative 9 is negative 5, and so I have negative 5x. Same problem. Now I just have fractions that I have to deal with. Still got the same x, so I can just do basically 1/2 minus 3/7. Again, calculators are fine. Common denominator here is 14. 2 times 7 is 14, so I have to do 1 times 7 on the top. Minus 14 is a good number on the bottom. 7 times 2 is 14. 3 times 2 is 6. And I'm doing 7/14 minus 6/14, which is 1/14. That's my coefficient. Coefficient is just the number in front. And we have an x right there on the side. Same thing, we're just going to do a decimal. I have 3.7 and 3.6 to combine. I have 7.3. Just taking a second to make sure that that makes sense. 7.3x, final answer. Here we have the distributive property. So all we're doing here is showing that we understand what the distributive property is. We talked about this just a little bit in the last lesson. If I have 9 times 2 plus 5, and I want to do this without doing the 2 plus 5 in the parentheses first, I have to do 9 times the 2 and 9 times 5. So all this is doing is asking me to type this out. 9 times 2 plus 9 times 5. And notice we get the same answer. Just to prove this, this would be 18 plus 45, which is 63. And then if I were to have done 9 times 2 plus 5 with order of operations, I would have a 7, and 9 times 7 is 63. So it's 2 ways to do the same thing. Identifying parts in an algebraic expression. Now we're just using some vocabulary. Okay, so select all of the statements below that are true. Is 3a a factor of this? No, factors are multiplication, and 3a is definitely something that's being added to the rest of this. 3a is a term. Yes, it is. 3a is a coefficient. No, 3 is a coefficient. The coefficient is always the number. 2b and 9b are like terms. Yes, they are. 2b and 9b are things that we could add together. 2b plus 9b would be 11b. So yes, that's good. 5 is a constant. Yes, a constant is just a number, no variable. Yes. And none of these are true, obviously, is not true. So let me go back here. And I can show you the answer to that one. You can read this if you like. I can even put it so that you could pause it and read it. And then pause it and read it. And there's the answer. Okay, so now we're going to get to actually work with this expression. We're going to work with the distributive property and combining like terms. In this case, we have to use the distributive property to work with this because there's a y in there, and we can't do y plus 3. They don't combine. They aren't like terms. And so the distributive property is the only way to sort of undo these parentheses. So we're going to do the 2 times the y and the 2 times the 3. 2y plus, I'll just write it like this, 2 times 3 minus 6y. So order of operations, got to get that done. And now I can do like terms. 6y and 2y are like terms because I'm saying I have 6 y's here and 2 y's here. The thing I got to watch out for is this minus. So it's actually 2y minus 6y, and 2 and negative 6 make negative 4y plus 6. 6 is a constant. It can't combine with 4y because it doesn't have the same variable. So this will be our final simplified result. All right, we're going to combine like terms, but we're going to throw in some exponents here, and the exponents have to match exactly. So x's and x squareds are different, and we can't combine them. So here I'm looking at negative 4x squared and a negative 12x squared that are like terms. When I put those together, I get negative 16x squared. Negative 16x squared, and then I can see that I have a 3x. He has no friends, so we're just going to make him plus 3x, and then I can see that I have a 9 and a negative 10 that are constants. That'll give me a negative 1 when I combine those. So here's my very colorful final answer. Just make sure you only combine the things that match, exponents and letters, and watch out for positives and negatives.